All right, guys, so here we are putting the wiring harness back into the 93 Chevy pickup, trying to button this thing up so we can get it running and driving. And what I decided to do, which was a really good move, was to put the master and slave cylinder for the clutch. This is a 5-speed truck from the factory. I decided to put this back in. Now, when I got this truck, everything was there, but nothing was connected. None of the hoses were just laying on top of the engine in the back there and just kind of tossed in place. So I wanted it to be fastened the right way. So what I did is I took a couple trips to the wrecking yards because I couldn't find anything online, any pictures or anything. I mean, I saw pictures of this, and that was about the extent of it. So any of you out there that are doing this project on one of these trucks or converting one and want it to look the right way or function the right way, this is how it should be based on a 95 Chevy with a TBI that I found. This is a slight bit different with the Vortec engine because of the fuel lines, but really it's the same. This has just got the two lines and it's very similar. So anyhow, you got your new master cylinder for the clutch. You got your plastic hose. It runs down, has this clamp. This was a factory clamp that just pushed over one of the body threaded screws here from the inside. And then it comes up and over. I'll take that from you, Sean. It comes up and over here, kind of an arch behind the valve cover, and that's I guess for exhaust heat clearance. It rises up, and then you can see down in here where it goes on the upper bell housing bolt, in this case behind the fuel line, and then on the TBI one, it was behind the fuel line too. It was just a little bit different. It had a longer arm on it, but this one's a different style for the Vortec. Goes up. It's got a tall peak in it. I don't know if you can see that back there. It's kind of tough to see. It goes into a peak above the top of the V of the bell housing. And we'll take her on the other side. And it's going to have another clamp down in here, right there on the metal portion. See the plastic going over with that V I was talking about? That V ends up right there near the oil pressure sensor. So that hose is going to drop down over the bell housing, and then the metal line is going to be routed right down around like this, if you can see, and then into the slave cylinder, which is down underneath the starter here. I'll stop this and I'll get underneath and I'll show you a picture from the underside. But I couldn't find anything on this. It was a pain in the neck because I already had my fuel lines in. I had to disconnect the fuel lines, take all that apart to get the hose run the right way. So maybe this will help somebody else out there. You can see from this angle here how that black corrugated line, that's it there, underneath the steering column, underneath the booster for the brakes. Let me just stop this real quick and get underneath there. All right, so now we are underneath the truck, and you can see there the new slave cylinder's got the line coming out of it. It comes up kind of behind the bell housing, behind the cone of the starter there, and it goes up to the top bell housing bolt on this right-hand side of the transmission case. Bell housing, that shows it a little bit better, hopefully. It's not focusing in 100%, but I think you guys get the picture. Right up in that area there. So anyhow, I hope that helps some of you out. Not the end of the world, but routing that thing in out of a box it was all twisted up in is kind of a pain in the neck if it wasn't there. So if you're putting one of these in a truck that never had it before and you're wondering what the heck has to be done, that's it. Maybe I'll save you some time. All right, guys, so I hope that helps you out on your project. I had to make a couple trips, like I said, to a couple different junkyards and find a junkyard that had a OBS truck with a stick shift in it, which was obviously tricky to find. There weren't many of these on the road when they were new with a stick shift, I don't think. So I found it. I mapped it out. If you guys can use that for your project, that's great. The only thing I was able to use off of that truck was I got all the little clips and fasteners off of that truck while I was there. You could get those clips and fasteners at the local parts store. They're like a 3/8 that go around the rubber hose, and 5/16 ones, or the nylon hose, and then 5/16 you could use, or 1/4 inch on the metal tube over on the other side there. But I got the factory ones off that truck I was looking at because it was there, and why not? So that's that. Hope it helps you out with your projects. Keep watching if you like what we're doing. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you later.